Facing calls for action, President Trump addressed a country rocked by the latest in a seemingly endless series of mass shootings.
Our nation has watched with rising horror and dread as one mass shooting has followed another.
In an online manifesto, the alleged El Paso shooter expressed hatred toward Hispanic immigrants. He says his positions predate Trump and his campaign for president, but his writings echo Trump's language, calling immigration a, quote, invasion and expressing a desire to, quote, send them back. Trump is often accused of using racially charged rhetoric, but in Monday's speech, he struck a different tone.
In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy.
Too little, too late for critics of the president.
He's been emboldening white supremacists his entire presidency and his campaign.
To combat mass shootings, Trump wants social media companies to better identify early warning signs, and he linked the phenomenon to violent video games. He supports better screening to keep guns out of the hands of the mentally ill. Opponents say this simply isn't enough.
The answer is to make sure that these weapons of war, these semi-automatic weapons, don't get into the hands of people who go and use them on the street, and that we do a renewed assault weapons ban.
Trump tweeted he may be willing to support enhanced background checks in exchange for immigration legislation, but there's no sign he will support any major gun control measures.
Mental illness and hatred pulls the trigger, not the gun.
The powerful National Rifle Association has closely aligned itself with President Trump and the Republican Party. They've opposed almost all gun control measures. President Trump has long positioned himself as a pro-gun politician. He's pushed to remove gun-free zones from schools and has pushed to allow concealed weapons to be carried in all 50 states. It is simply unlikely that major gun control legislation will pass here in the United States anytime soon. Jim Spellman, CGTN at the White House.